What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on for Mike here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Memphis Dynasty here on NCAA 12, one of the underrated NCAA games, baby, and we got a really great season going on. We are having huge expectations so far. We are breaking those, baby. We are 8-1 so far on this season. We got a massive game on campus. We got a game with huge implications. We are taking on the number 21 team in America, the UCF Golden Knights. We say we're known as the Golden Knights back then. They're going to challenge us greatly. A- overall team, A- offense, B+ defense. This team is legit. Meanwhile, we're a C- overall squad, C offense, D+ defense. So safe to say, we're a big underdog in this one, with the exception of none other than Kurt Hershey. Kurt Hershey is going to be rocking with us here today. So, really do love to see that. Love to see that love and affection, man. That's for sure, man. It's been a long night, man. So I apologize if I sound like a little bit on the tired side, but let me show you why this game means a lot. I'm going to tell you why. We'll go to the conference standings real quick. If you haven't checked out that last episode, which you should definitely do, by the way, we are tied for first place in Conference USA East. We are at 4-1. They're 4-1 as well. So whoever wins this game is going to be in control of their own destiny. But before we go ahead and step on the football field, I do want to give a quick little recruiting update, as we do have a soft commit by the name of J.D. Howard. He's a three-star wide receiver from Sterling, Alabama, and he's going to be visiting Week 14. Hopefully he signs with us on the dotted line before we end up bringing him on the campus. But really like he could add some depth into our wide receiver room. We did also add Eddie Powers recently. He's a three-star running back from Alabama, where his only scholarship offer. But with that being said, boys, let's go ahead and step on this football field. We lost to this UCF squad last year, but let's see if we can get some revenge this time around on our home turf. Should be a good one, man. So if you're excited for this episode as I am, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, and then hit that subscribe button as well. If you do happen to be brand spanking new to the channel, we'll go ahead and hop right into this thing. I'll see you guys there. Alright, boys, so we'll go ahead and get this first possession officially underway, and you already know what time it is, guys. We gotta go ahead, we gotta come out here and set a tone, and that will certainly help. Bad pass, and you know why he had that bad pass? Because we were able to get to that quarterback, baby. Love to see it, man. As now we got a 2nd and 10 coming up, as they'll try to pass his football once again, and this time quarterback's gonna try to run for it. Vince Tate cannot make the tackle, but John Curtis can, thankfully. Still a nice gain for the Golden Knights quarterback, as that will pick up a first down for UCF. Later on in the drive, though, we do get him to a 3rd and 12. So, great opportunity to get him off the football field, as again, clean pocket to look over the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught. First down for UCF again. And now not deep in Memphis territory, but definitely on our side of the field, though. It's time for our defense to go ahead and lock things up. That failed halfback screen, that'll certainly help. 2nd and 10, though, we'll see another halfback screen. This one almost being intercepted. I'm surprised that, we couldn't catch that off the deflection. But we will go ahead and take yet another 3rd and long. Second time that we did get him into a 3rd and long. So maybe the second time's a charm, but they're going to try to throw downfield. And oh my goodness, one of our guys just got mossed. You absolutely hate to see it. And so that moss definitely hurts us here a little bit, but that will be another first down for UCF, as they already drive their way into the red zone, as it's an opportunity for them to go ahead and put some points on the board. 3rd and 6, Ellison moves in the motion, Will drop back to pass again. Looks to the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle, but will be stood up. 4th down coming up, and UCF, they understand the gravity of this football game. They are going to go for it here on this 4th and 1. They go with the toss to the outside, but our defense is going to rally. Vince Tate coming through to make the tackle. Let's go, man. You absolutely love to see it. Unfortunately, our offense could not pull it together, though. So our first possession ends pretty quickly, actually. We end up going 3 and out. So the defense, we're going to lose the time possession. I have that kind of feeling that we're going to lose the time possession here today. So it's really important for our defense. They're going to have to play the game of their lives if we want to win this game. And it looks like they are ready to meet that challenge. How about that tackle by A.J. Kaysen? And it will bring it out to a 3rd and 15. We will send a quarterback spy, making sure that he doesn't leave this pocket. He's going to throw to the right-hand side. Does pick up a few yards there, but it's nowhere close to the 1st down marker. And they're actually going to try a 55-yard field goal, which, again, I don't know why NCAA 12 does this, bring these kickers out when they're clearly not in that range, because that kick that we just saw, well short. And once again, our defense comes through and makes sure that they don't allow any points on the board. But we also can't have just having some really difficult times in terms of moving the football downfield. We are still looking for a drive where we actually get a 1st down. We had 2 drives in a row where we went 3 and out. So again, our defense comes back out onto the field. It's been a pretty good day so far for the defense, as they're kind of employing this bend but don't break mentality. As now 2nd and inches coming up. Ellison is going to go to work. He's going to hand things off over the middle of the field, and we do clog up that middle pretty well, but only needed less than half a yard. So, UCF, they got a pretty elite offense on their end. They're able to pick that up pretty easily. Is now 3rd and 11 coming up. Devin Brown, he will drop back to pass. Throw to the left-hand side and throws a dot. Nothing that we could do about that. That was just a beautifully, perfectly thrown ball. Usually an ill-advised throw as well, but we will make up for it on the following plays. Able to get them behind the line of scrimmage there. So now another 1st and 10 coming up for UCF. As I look over to the right-hand side, it's going to be caught. No, it's not. It is actually going to be dropped. Devin Brown, he simply cannot believe it, as that is going to wrap up the 1st quarter of action. We still have a scoreless game, and they are playing up to the standard so far. Fate of Conference USA on the line. So we pick things up here back in the 2nd quarter of action, and we pick up with a 3rd and 9 coming up. We'll see what Brown and company decides to do as Campbell moves into the motion. Dropping back here on this 3rd and 9. Looks over the middle of the field, and it's going to be dropped by John Curtis. Will bring up 4th down, though, as UCF brings their field goal team out. But it's going to be a doink off of the upright, and that's also going to be no good. A tough break here for UCF, as they're still looking for their 1st points of the game, even though they have significantly more 1st downs than us. And speaking of a 1st down, let's see if we can actually find ourselves getting ourselves 1 for 1, as we try to throw over the middle of the field, and Pittman was just not paying attention. I don't know what he was doing. Like, you're running the route. Be ready to catch that football. It's just been that kind of day today, but we'll go to the jet sweep here, and the jet sweep will work a little bit better, as Chris Washington will at least get us in a more manageable 3rd down. We'll see if we can finally pick it up. 3rd and short. Richards lines up in the shotgun formation. Got 3 receivers and a tight end on the field. Looking over the middle. He finds Washington, and Washington gets to about the 45-yard line. It's a 1st down for your Memphis Tigers. And we finally got that 1st down that we're looking for. We'll see if we can build off of that, as we'll throw again here on 1st and 10. Washington making yet another reception. So another 1st and 10. And for the first time today, we find ourselves in Memphis territory, really starting to find that groove here. And now it's another 1st and 10. Looking over the middle, looking for Brian the Kid, but Kid cannot hang on and make a play on the football. So that will go as an incompletion. Is now 2nd and 10 coming up. Richards got a little bit of time, has to throw it. Trying to give Anthony Douglas a chance to make the play on the football, but those corners are ready. Like I said, UCF, very good football team. Ranked in the top 25 for a reason. We are finding out the hard way today. Can we change things up here on a 3rd and 10? No. Richards got some time. Tries to throw over the middle of the field, but the linebacker nearly intercepts our pass. And we will have to settle for a field goal of our own. This is makeable, about 42 yards. And just sinks it right down the middle. And that, 3 minutes into the 2nd quarter of action, we finally see the first points go on the board. And it goes to us after a 9-play, 51-yard drive. So we now have the lead. We'll see if our defense can continue its elite level of play. 1st and 10 on this new drive as they'll hand it off to the running back. Julian Jackson trying to strip the football, but instead he nearly allows the 1st down off rip. As now 2nd and 1 coming up. Going to look over the middle of the field. It's going to be a 1st down for UCF as Mark Wright continues his nice day so far. 12 for 19, 131. He's been playing pretty well. He's looking to get more yards off of the play action, but nearly throws an interception as Zach Scott had the ball in his hands, but it does fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 coming up as we'll go ahead and see Mark Wright and company throw a screen, and the screen goes for a big gain. And they're going to tack on 15 more yards because we are going to get caught red-handed with a face mask. So they do call that on Rocky Scott. And now UCF trying to get that 2nd red zone opportunity of the game. And Mark Wright will do just that, picking up yet another 1st down here as well. But they did not come away with any points on the last red zone opportunity. Can they change that narrative? Throwing towards the end zone, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown, Knights, and UCF takes the lead here in the Liberty Bowl midway through the 2nd quarter. But after a couple of 3 and outs, UCF, they will have the football once again, trying to run the 2-minute drill to end this 1st half. This is a big drive. We've been hanging tough with UCF, but we can't allow them to pull away. 2nd and 10, Wright drops back, he looks, he's going to try to run forward. Bowen can't bring him down, and now it's a foot race. A.J. Kaysen finally able to bring him down, but UCF will go into their no-huddle offense because we're down to the last couple of minutes of this game, and I think they caught us red-handed because we see a flag on the field already. We'll see what the call is on the field, and it looks like it is going to be an offsides penalty. So they choose to take the penalty, and now it's going to be a 2nd and 5 after a, throwaway pass. 2nd and 5, going to look over to the right-hand side. That is caught again. I am surprised that the Knights did not take a timeout there, but it's a fresh set of downs nonetheless. As UCF will continue to take their time, and they will pick up a good set of yards there, courtesy of Thomas Bryant. We'll see if they go back to him as we send the blitz on a 2nd and 2. We're going to throw deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. I think he might have been trying to throw that ball out of bounds, but I'm not too sure. Either way, leads to a 3rd and 2. Dropping back under center is his backup quarterback because Mark Wright, he does end up getting shaken up on this drive. He's going to hand it off to Thomas Bryant on the perimeter, and our defense makes yet another stand, but UCF will go for it again here on 4th down. We stopped them on the last 4th down conversion for UCF. Dropping back, facing some pressure, but finding Thomas Bryant out on the open. And that's going to be barbecue chicken, a 1st down for the Knights. And now trying to set up their no huddle. They catch us again on an offsides penalty, so that's going to be a free play. They're going to call that penalty on us. No surprises there, but of course that penalty is going to be declined. I would have done the exact same thing. But now UCF really trying to put pedal to the metal. They're trying to throw towards the end zone, but that is going to be incomplete. And that will bring up 2nd and goal. Mark Wright comes back into the game. He moves Campbell out in motion. Wright drops back, looks over the middle of the field, finds his receiver, but his receiver could not keep a foot in bounds. You hate to see it. Leaving points on the board. And now it comes down to a 3rd and goal. Looking over the left-hand side. Nobody covers the fullback out of the backfield. Everybody thought it was going to be a run. And it was certainly not that. Touchdown UCF. And the Knights are going to go ahead and extend their lead going into the halftime locker room. We are deeply embroiled into a battle right now. We certainly got one on our hands at the moment. We find ourselves down 14-3 at the half, as we got some work to do if we want to be a future conference champion. So now we pick things up here in the second half of action, as we really need our offense to step up. Offense has not been very impressive over the course of this game. We got to be able to move the football, and this is not how you do it. Hardly had any time to set up the play action, and just right away shooting that gap, and we were brought down in the backfield. So that already brings us to a 3rd and 15, a big play here for us. We need this first down to try to stay even. Richards looks over to the right-hand side and finds Anthony Douglas for the first down. That's how you move the chains, using that wheel route. And you know what the kids say when it comes to those wheel routes. If he's even, he's leaving. And that certainly applies here. Also, using this athleticism on the outside to pick up a few yards with our running game. Try to be a little bit more creative with our rushing attack here on this 2nd and 5, as Pittman will pick up the first down for us on the ground. You love to see that. Pittman obviously really excited about picking up that first down on the ground, and the cheerleaders, they absolutely love it as well. So now 1st and 10 again coming up, and listen, I'm not really liking this look. This looks like they're going to be sending the blitz, so we'll try to get a quick pass off, and it works out to our advantage as Willie Duckett makes the catch, but there's a flag on the field though. It's going to be offsides on UCF. Jesse Martin got caught lacking, trying to get a head start, but we didn't need that penalty, and we'll go ahead, finish this drive off with our biggest play of the game so far. That is William Jones striking at the heart of the UCF defense, able to make that safety miss as well, and he was off to the races after that. So that will cut it down to just a 4-point game. We got ourselves a battle on our hands. Bright's going to take the handoff up the middle of the field. He's trying to get a big carry as well. Almost runs through our safeties, but thankfully our last line of defense was able to hold up. So now it's going to be another 1st and 10 for the UCF Knights, as this time Mark Wright drops back, tries to throw over to the right-hand side, and just his receiver didn't want to make that catch. I mean, he was in the vicinity, just, I don't know, he wasn't ready for it, if he wasn't expecting it. Not sure what happened there, but it's going to be 3rd and 10 coming up either way, as we're going to hold it down. 4th and 9. Let's go, baby. Absolutely love to see it. So that will bring them off the field, and we try to simulate those special teams, and sure enough, our special teams even comes through as well. So we take the lead here in the Liberty Bowl. We are just a 1.5 away from controlling our own destiny to go into that Conference USA championship game. And another beautiful thing about it as well, we're going to force a 3 and out on the next possession. So we got the lead, and we also got the ball. Let's see if we can expand on both things. Pause. As William Jones, he's really starting to play a lot better. He had a hard time finding any space in the first half, but, second half doing a lot better as we get to a 3rd and 5. So it looks like they'll send the blitz. So we'll go ahead, call a halfback screen, and William Jones once again gets himself into the open space. And since we are able to get into the open space, we get to inside the 35-yard line. It's a great play call. Speaking of great play calls, this is a setup play, so we try to set it up. looking downfield, and it looks like Pittman had a chance to make a play on this football, but he just straight drops that pass. That would have gotten us into the red zone, but alas, we have hands made of butter. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10, trying to set up just a slant pattern, but that slant pattern was completely locked down, so now we find ourselves completely outside of field goal range. 3rd and 18 coming up. We'll go ahead, call curls route to see if we can pick up enough yardage to get downfield. But again, everything is coverage, and we also put the football on the ground. Thankfully, we were able to at least cover it, but those last 2 sacks right there, those last 2 sacks are going to cause us to get us completely out of field goal range. So a missed opportunity as it still remains just a field goal game. UCF will take over at about the 20-yard line after a touchback by our punter. And now it's a 1st and 10 once again. Mark Wright having us that solid game. 17 for 30, 180 yards. Able to be a nice game manager for this offense. And also a nice dual threat quarterback as well, as we should have had that man in the backfield. But I don't know if it was butter laughing all over this man or what was going on, but turns out into a real positive gain. We'll see if he can keep that up. 3rd and 6, couple of plays later. Mark Wright, he'll drop back. He's going to try to scramble once again. As actually gets out of the pocket. He will end up sliding down this time around to avoid that extra tackle. That's going to actually be your final play of the 3rd quarter. And this game is going right down to the wire. Need those 4s up. Need those good vibes. We'll see if we can finish the job. So 4th quarter, that will have the Conference USA in the balance. Winner of this game controls their destiny to go to the conference championship game. And looking over the right-hand side, and that was almost a really big play. But the receiver could not keep himself in bounds. And instead, they're going to try another 55-yard field goal attempt, but it's no good. It is not going to be any good. So that 55-yard field goal attempt is an absolute failure. And now our offense marches back out onto the field. They have, really struggled against this front 7. And those struggles are actually going to continue. We're going to have a holding play called on us. Not that it was going to matter. We were going to take a loss anyways. But a loss of 10 really puts us out in the backfield. 3rd and 17 coming up. Richards dropping back, looking for that big play. We might have one over the middle, and we find Willie Duckett for the 1st down inside the 35-yard line. Although it looks like Willie Duckett might have paid a little bit of a price there as he is down on the ground. Hopefully we can get him a little bit of step on ice and he'll be perfectly fine, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with his injury. But either way, it sets up a 1st and 10, and we got a chance to put up points on the board, but that was a risky throw there by Jesse Richards. Glad we're still able to have the football in our hands, because that is going to be that was nearly picked off, but we will lose out on Willie Duckett for the rest of this game unless we go to overtime, because he has back spasms and he is out for that 1 quarter. We're in that last quarter of play right now, so not going to be seeing Willie Duckett for the rest of the game. So we'll see if we can pull it off for him, though. 3rd and 10. Got a weak front here for UCF, so we're going to try to run it on them. And we actually do get some initial success here, trying to find his way to the 1st down marker, but we're going to be just a few yards shy. 4th and 4 going to be coming up here, and we will trot out our field goal team for this 40-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it will be good. We will be able to, at the very least, extend our lead here at the Liberty Bowl. And we have the lead, a 6-point lead against the number 21 team in the country. Can we pull off this AP Top 25 win, as we do end up forcing a free and out on UCF? So 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to play. We got a chance to run our 4-minute offense and try to possibly win this game outright. Washington has a chance to make that catch, but he cannot pull it in, though. This is the right read for Jesse Richards, but just, those hands are just not where they need to be. Still got to run our offense, though. Can't get a little complacent as Washington gets absolutely laid out. Good thing you watches some hockey highlights every once in a while, because that was a big old hit there. And now it's 3rd and 10. We need this 1st down. Richards Drops back. He rolls to the right. Tries to throw to Anthony Douglas, but sails it. And that sailing is going to cost us here, as it's going to end up being intercepted. Just a bad time to throw that ball. You gotta take a sack. You just have to do that. Terrible idea by Jesse Richards. So now we rely on our defense to hold it down. Can we keep him out of the end zone? Right. Looks to the left-hand side, and he's going to find his receiver for a 5-yard gain, but they are able to trickle a little bit closer. Next play has UCF inside the 10-yard line as Campbell's going to be set into the motion. Looks like it's a 4-wide set for the Knights as we'll send the blitz. Looking over the right-hand side. It's going to be caught. First down, but it's not going to be a touchdown, though. Mark Wright has his guys just a few yards away from taking the lead. Can we pull a goal line stand? They try to fool us with the toss, but we're ready for it, though. And at least that will provide our defense with just a little bit of breathing room for us to work with. Absolutely critical. And now it's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. They'll try to run it again to the right-hand side, but we're even more prepared. It can't break the initial tackle, but we do have A.J. Kaysen come in, make a massive play for us on the football. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. Remember, they were as close as the 1 at some points. 3rd and goal from the 10. Dropping back, looking. Does he find anybody? He doesn't, and it's nearly intercepted by Vince Tate. But there's going to be a holding penalty on the field. We will choose to decline the penalty. And UCF, they decide to bring out their kicking team. Field goal is going to be up in the air, and it's going to be good. They're going to take a field goal lead with, we have a field goal lead with just a couple of minutes left. However, we go 3 and out at the worst time possible. At least we did not turn the football over. So whoever controls their destiny to go to that Conference USA Championship, it's all going to be decided on this play here, or this drive at least. 2 minutes left. Who wants it more? 2:04. Bright. He's going to move into motion as Mark Wright tries to set up the screen, but that is going to be deflected at the line of screen by Franklin, who makes a very athletic play. And now it's going to be 2nd and 15. Dropping back again. Wright's going to try to run for it, get some yards downfield. He will slide down right at the feet of Zach Scott, who will pick up a gain of 7 yards. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 8. Second biggest play of the game so far. Wright drops back. He's going to have pressure at his feet, and he throws it away, but it's nearly intercepted. It's nearly intercepted. I mean, look how close to this game being over. It was right in the hands of Tommy Myers and just can't bring it in. That's why he does play that defensive back. And now it's 4th and 8. Game on the line for the UCF Knights to go to the Conference USA Championship. Dropping back. It's a three-man rush downfield, and it's broken up by Julian Jackson. And Memphis is going to pull off the upset. We beat UCF. Very close in a very competitive game. UCF loses to us 20-17. And because we win this game, we now have a real legitimate shot of not only finishing in the top 25, but also going to the championship. Alright boys, so this was certainly a battle, and it came down to the final whistle with our guys pulling out a 17-3 win in the second half in order to give us our 9th win this season. And now we control our own destiny in Conference USA action. As for how our guys did today, this wasn't the most impressive performance by our quarterback. In fact, this is probably his worst game of the season. Jesse Richards went 11 for 29, 139 yards, no touchdown passes, and an interception as well. As for the running game, though, William Jones was able to find a way to get into the end zone. He had 15 carries for 85 yards and a touchdown in this one. As for the receivers did not get a lot of love today, but there was a couple of bright spots in this one. Willie Duckett had 3 catches for 57 yards, which led the team in both categories. William Jones also had 3 for 31 to go with that as well. The only other person to have multiple catches today was the sophomore Chris Washington, who had 2 catches for 30 yards. But the MVP of this game was our defense. Our defense came through when it mattered the most, made some things happen, and it was led by Sam Miller and Zach Scott, each of which both guys really stepped up in this one. They had big performances today, as did Rocky Scott and Vince Tate, who come in with 6 solo tackles as well. However, that being said, sacking the quarterback was not our strong suit today. We did only manage to get 1 sack in this whole thing, and that was Sam Miller, who was our leading tackler as well. We did not get any turnovers on the defensive side of the football today. No interceptions, no forced fumbles, anything like that. But what we did end up having was on that punt return game, Anthony Douglas, he had a couple returns, 82 yards, had that touchdown that ultimately was the difference and gave us the lead. And it's thanks to him that we're going to be able to enjoy this victory here today. So after the game, we have pressed some of the people that we've been going after. And because of that, we got a couple people to sign on that dotted line as well. We got the 3-star wide receiver, J.D. Howard, which, we do have plenty of wide receivers, but a weapon is a weapon at the end of the day. And, we can always use depth at various positions. We could even move on the running back if we needed to. That being said, we do bring in a JUCO player by the name of Jimmy Goins. He's a 1-star center, so I don't expect him to contribute all that much if he even makes the team, but he is a body for when we go ahead and get spring ball going. But how about the love that we are getting? We are finally, and I mean finally, in the top 25 for the very first time in this series. We come in at number 25 in the country, and showing a lot of love to UCF as well. They're going to still be in the top 25 too. They're sitting at number 24 in the country, and now we'll see what those conference standings are looking like. We do have a couple more conference games, both games happening on the west side. We'll take on Tulsa, who's 8-2. They're having a good year as well. And then a team that's not as good, UTEP. They're 3-7 so far on this season. But here's the beautiful thing. We control our own destiny. And if we win just one of our next couple of games, we will punch our ticket automatically into the Conference USA Championship. So this puts us just 1 game away from going to the Conference USA Championship game, and we got 2 shots to do so. We'll see if we can make it on our first try, our first attempt to clinch a division title. We go on the road in the next episode. We take on the Miners of University of Texas El Paso. You guys know them as UTEP. It is going to be a fun episode, man. I am really excited about the opportunity to play as a top 25 team for the very first time, and then also have that opportunity to go to the conference championship game. And I hope you guys are excited about that as well. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic, signing off. Hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.